Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to go over copper and diversified mining companies. Take a quick look at it. It looks like a lot of them, they might be finding bottoms. Let's take a look at the charts and I'll give you my opinion here. So what I've done is I've got a big picture view. Again, this is my financial opinion. Please don't use it as advice or anything like that. But here we go. This is copper. We've got the three humps, 1, 2, 3. This is where you get aggressive, you load up, or even sometimes you don't pull all the way back. Sometimes they just go up. But the third hump, they break. It paused here for a little bit. This is where we should be loading in, and we have another big move. This is the first wave, the third wave, and then the fifth wave of Elliott wave. This was the blow-off recession in 2008, but this was the fifth wave. And you usually have a consolidation period here for a little bit, and then we come back, make one final high. This is a consolidation move over here. Again, 1, 2, 3. And we are moving on higher here. We've got our first wave, which is analogous to this wave here. So this guy here is this guy here. And what's coming is this big third leg after this. Zooming in on the right-hand side, we've got a 1, 2, 3 wave, three, not wave, but humps. I call them humps. 1 hump, 2 hump, 3 hump. Or you could say this is the first hump and this is the big second one. And this is the third. And then it usually breaks to the upside. It does a return move and then we take off. So we're right where takeoff mode is for copper itself. VALE, this is a diversified mining company. What I did, we'll back out a little bit. We've got this big kind of, it's a reverse head and shoulder pattern. I'll just draw it in real quick. Broke to the upside. We hit our head on this major pattern here of this big guy coming up here. What this big pattern is a big continuation pattern tilted downward, or you could say it's a 1 hump, 2 hump, and then the third, and then we broke. Zooming in, we've got this pattern up here that we broke to the downside. It squeezed up a little bit of a funnel. We squeezed down, sold off, and we're trying to find some footing down here. We did break the downtrend line today, and we got to see if this kind of goes sideways or up. And I'm trying to look for a higher high here. Zooming in on it more. So we came on down, we got higher lows, higher high or lower highs and lower lows, and we're coming on up, and now we have to break. So we broke this line. We need to make a stance here and then break this guy here to go into an uptrend. So we got to break and close above 1285. That's our goal. We need to create a higher low and then now a closing above 13, and that's when I would be a big buyer. COPX, looking at this guy here, zooming out, big old double bottom. Look at those. Look at that big double bottom there, big booty. Downtrend line, broke the consolidation period. This is a 1, 2, 3 break. Zoom into the right-hand side. We've got another 1, 2, 3, and then a break. And copper, this is following the price of copper. We're going to see hopefully a move to the upside here. I would be a buyer here for COPX. Looking at Rio Tinto, backing out with reverse head and shoulder pattern, broke to the upside into a head and shoulder pattern, broke to the downside. We're back at the support, this big old support line of this massive pattern. Again, 1, 2, 3, it broke on the third, came up, and we're doing that retest. This is a big pattern, guys. I would actually be a buyer here for Rio Tinto in this area. Right here is good spot. Rio's got a 11.27% dividend. BHP, looking at BHP, ooh, it's right at its support line as well. Go BHP. It's getting some support, 3.17% up today. Big picture view. 1, 2, 3, break to the upside. 1, 2, 3, breaking on up. Reverse head and shoulder pattern, breaking. We came back to do a retest move on the right-hand side here. This is our retest. So we coiled up a little bit, did a retest. We're doing that retest now. What do? We buy the retest or back test. So I think right here is probably a good spot to be looking. Glencore. This one's just breaking out of its big pattern here. Again, it's a 1, 2, 3 for the humps. 1 hump, 2 hump, 3. I've just noticed this on all of them. 1 hump, 2 hump, and then on the third it breaks. We're probably going to break up, probably going to do a return move, and then a big old move higher. So these are all early in its breaking phase. Teck Resources looking fantastic. Here's 1 hump, 2 hump, and a third hump, and then we break. We broke to the upside. We'll probably do a return move at some point. We'll come up here. We'll break out of it, which we did, and we may even come back and do a return move. I would buy the return move. I think it's got it's 0.61% dividend. So that one's pretty good. FCX. Looking at this guy, big old 1 hump, 2 hump, 3, a break to the upside. This is your first wave, and we're going to put in a third wave soon. Zooming on in, 1 hump, 2 hump, 3 hump, break to the upside. Good to buy right now, I would say. Southern Copper, looking at Southern Copper. What did it do? It's putting in its finishing move on the 1 hump, 2 hump, 3 hump. Let's back out first. We have 1 hump, 2 hump, 3 hump, and then we usually break to the upside. We're doing the return move back to its breakout level. What do we buy? What do we do on the return move? We buy the return move, and we're right there at that return move. I would be looking at possibly purchasing some Southern Copper. Dividend yield, 5.36%. Cell 32. Let's zoom in on it. Zoom in on it. Still in an uptrend. Nothing really much to say here. Still doing okay. Anglo American Platinum is in its kind of consolidation pattern. Big picture view. It's had a massive run, but it's still probably going to go higher. 1, 2, 3 hump. Broke out and then move higher. So it's still in a return move. Same with Impala. It's still in its consolidation pattern. 1 hump, 2 hump, 3 hump, break. First wave, third wave is probably coming at some point. PLG, I'm going to skip it. That's more platinum. 1 hump, 2 hump, 3 hump, and we're probably going to break at some point here shortly for Nova Royalty Corporation. So that one looks good. That's what I've got for today. That's copper and diversified mining companies. I think they look pretty good. I would be a buyer here for a lot of these companies now. Vale, if we can get into a new uptrend, you'll be buying it right at kind of the bottom of this pullback. BHP looks good. Southern Copper looks good. Teck looks good. FCX looks good. Glencore looks good. We'll probably break out and didn't do a return move and a retest. So they all look really good, in my opinion. These probably look a little bit better than the majority of the other sectors right now in terms of maybe like uranium and some of these other sectors. These look pretty good in relationship. If you guys like this analysis, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.